Okay, I think we are live. All right, let me get set up. Let me post this to a couple different Discord servers and we can get moving. Let's come out to the main menu here. Let's, what am I doing here? Ah, here we go. Right. A little bit of growing pains here, that's fine. Oh, whoops, it switched to my main browser, that's fun. Okay. Alright, I will provide links from my phone.
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything. But you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I think I've posted to all the servers that I needed to. I will be quiet while the rest of the promo plays.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here.
Oh, I may need to turn off my heater. I'll turn that off and see if that works. Thank you for letting me know.
Used to be a sacred place.
Oh, did you mean the dialogue in the game?
I think I can see why. It's
Okay.
too bad we have
I'll
to
mess with
leave.
that in a second.
Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Yeah, I'm hearing that. That's weird. I don't know why it's cutting out.
Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours.
No, that's very odd. I don't know why that's
I'm so
happening.
scared my whole life.
Lost?
Just like that stupid dog. He had it coming too.
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
Oh, it's you. Just putting a gun to their head?
I am. You want me to be?
Yeah, but she ran away.
We've got to find her.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real.
Okay, give me a moment while I sort out the audio here. So game audio needs to come down. We'll try it there. And okay, I'll try like that. So before I even start properly, of course, I have to nerd about even the intro there. That scene with Maria on the stage with the pole behind her, that is not something that appears in the main game. That is something that you only see in that little intro version there. I'm not sure if it was cut or if it was only ever intended for the intro, but it's an interesting little tidbit. We'll see if the audio issues persist. If they do, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll figure it out. All right, so if I you're gonna see my notes for half a second here, but if I just bring them up, just because I have so many things to say about the remake. So okay. So we'll do normal. That's just what I'm most comfortable with. I'll be quiet for cutscenes.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
Yeah, lots of stuff just specific for the intro. It's something that's it's definitely a feature for the first Silent Hill game. There's a lot of FMV that's only used in the intro and nowhere else in the game. But also, I think maybe in Silent Hill 3, not much though. So I am playing the Enhanced Edition. The Enhanced Edition actually just updated as I launched the game, which is why everything looks so crisp and clean and pretty. There's something here. If you see, there's people talk about this as New Game Plus. People talk about if you look in the camera just right, you can see like a cameraman behind James in the mirror here. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I don't get that. But we do have a great many Easter eggs I could talk about, including this, the blue gem. We're not going to be using that this playthrough. That is for a special secret ending. Yeah, we're just not going to do that this run. I have a preferred ending for this run. But it's it's like the most depressing one, so we'll see what the vibe is, see if we're maybe feeling a little bit more hopeful on this Halloween night. So let's get going anyway.
Restless dreams. I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
got a letter. The name on the envelope said Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. A dead person can't write a letter. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then, why am I looking for her? Special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Does she mean the park on the lake? We spent the whole day there. Just the two of us, staring at the water. Could Mary really be there? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
Okie doke. Alright, I guess I should start with my observations about the remake. I'm going to try to chew the fat a little bit here in the game. For this game specifically, I can get it done and dusted in about like 2 hours. But I'll try and like chew over the details a little bit more. So from this point in the game, in the remake, I was absolutely floored by the visuals. The game looks fucking gorgeous, as does Silent Hill F. Hello, Nita. Do I know you? Do I know you from Discord is what I'm asking. This is not an interrogation. Yeah, let me carry on. So the visuals, even at this point in Silent Hill 2 and in Silent Hill F, are absolutely gorgeous. Yes, it is, but anyway, James sounded alright. I am very attached to Guy Seehey's original voice acting. It's kind of a known thing at this point. Guy Seehey was not a voice actor before he auditioned for James. And he went because his daughter was auditioning for Laura while they were in Japan. And he was just a regular ass guy, and it turns out that a regular ass guy was the sound that they needed. But yeah, James throughout the game sounds all right. There are a couple of performances later on in the game where he does kind of show his chops. Mary, however, Mary and Maria sound amazing. They sound very close to the original, but in a way that I feel like really evolves the role. Yeah, I really am a big fan of how Mary sounds and how Maria sounds. I'm also a really big fan of Maria's new design, but I'll save that kind of for when we see her later. I kind of have my thoughts done chronologically as kind of I played the game. Yeah, so I think at this point, maybe not this point, maybe slightly later on, we were actually hitting up the first bit of combat already. I feel like the more general vibe of this is the original game has like a really dreamlike, almost, it's like, you ever had a nightmare where like bad things are happening, like horrible things are happening, but because it's this weird dream logic, you just feel like weirdly detached from it? Or maybe that's just me. I don't know, I have nightmares like that sometimes, but that is absolutely the feeling that Silent Hill 2, the original, gives for me. The remake is incredibly real. I guess I would call it gritty. It's in a way that it just feels, what's the phrase? Yeah, I think real is the only way I could put it, really. It feels very concrete, gritty. You're very in the moment as you play it. It doesn't have that kind of dreamlike feeling that the original does at all, but I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. Okay. I just skipped through that. This isn't probably a good experience if you're looking for a first-time run-through of this game. Yeah, so essentially James sees this red paper and he says it feels like someone's groping around in his skull. I probably should have provided content warnings at the beginning of this stream. What I will say here, whenever I come across a save point, there will be a flash of red. Maybe a longer flash of red. It's taking a while to check the hard disk for some reason. PS2 technical limitations, absolutely. Oh god, has it crashed on me? Oh no, here we go, okay. Yeah, as you saw there, I can finish the game on normal for both in just under 3 hours. That's not me bragging, honestly. I have beaten this game a great many times and have no fucking life to show for it, but hey, there we go. Cutscene coming up. I have so many things to say about Angela.
Excuse me,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah. I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But
Yes?
I think you'd better stay away. This, this town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but
Is it dangerous?
maybe. And it's not just the fog either.
Okay,
It's...
I got it. I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to town either way.
But why?
I'm looking for... someone.
Who is it?
Someone... very important to me. I'd do anything if I could be with her again.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry. It's not your problem.
I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, so that is Angela. Angela is possibly my favorite character in this entire game. There's a lot I love about this game, but Angela is probably my favorite. Her voice actor in this game is called Donna Burke. I'm unsure how old she was when she did this performance. Angela herself is meant to be 19, and it kind of is a thing that she looks way older than that. I don't know if I'm going to maybe do spoilers in this. I'm playing the whole fucking game in one stream, so maybe, but the point is, Angela has been through trauma. She's been through a great degree of trauma, and part of that is that it has prematurely aged her. She has been forced to grow up very quickly because of the situations that she's been in. And this is possibly my biggest gripe with the remake. Angela in the remake looks and sounds like a pretty regular 19-year-old girl. And I don't know, I'm very attached to the original version of Angela. I put in my notes here that she really sounds and looks like a minor NPC from Life is Strange. And that's not me shit talking Life is Strange, but that it's really what she reminded me of. She just seemed like an incredibly normal 19-year-old, whereas from first meeting with Angela in the original, you can tell that something's wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I cannot possibly show you here, but if you were to look at the assets from the original game specifically, Angela has a little barrette, a little hair clip next to her ear, which she doesn't have in the remake, and that that is my tiniest nitpick for the remake, is like, she doesn't have her hair clip, but yeah, I'm that level of obsessive about this game. Yeah, also just in general, talking about game flow, by this point in the remake, I had actually already come across combat for the first time. I feel like the kind of longer, drawn out intro is better, in my opinion. I feel like going straight into combat is a way to hold interest, but I don't know, combat has never been the main feature of Silent Hill for me. The main feature really has just been running around, soaking up the atmosphere, and rubbing my face into all the pretty textures, basically. Yeah, so let's keep going anyway. I've stood here and yapped enough. So, a fun fact is that I've played this game honestly about a dozen times, and I always still get lost, so let's hope we're going the right way. Yeah, we are. Okay, good. Let's turn the camera around here. Right. Speedrun record is 36 minutes 14 seconds. Honestly, under an hour is crazy work to me. I think that's insane, honestly. You know, I can see where, like, there's definitely spaces that I could trim my run, not that I'm a speedrunner anyway, but yeah, okay. Here we come to a third little difference here. So this is the chainsaw. So there's a few different levels of variance here. In the PC game, which is what I'm playing, in the original PC game, you get the chainsaw regardless if you're playing New Game Plus or not. In the remake, you do not get the chainsaw. I don't think you get it at all. You might get it in New Game Plus, I'm not sure. Regardless, in the remake, you do not get the chainsaw right off the bat. And also in the PS2 and Xbox versions, you don't get the chainsaw right off the bat. So I guess it's just a gift specifically for us PC players. So let's go ahead and equip that straight away. Let me just remember how combat works for a second here. Okay, we're fine. Right. And here we start hearing spooky directional sounds of something walking around in the fog. That is something that the remake does really well, actually. Their sound work is also really, really good. Which I am fully in belief that the remake was made by fans of this franchise, or at least people who really got it, which is good. You know, that's kind of what you want. So I think around this point in the remake, I was kind of bitching about combat. Like I said, the remake is a lot more combat heavy. And I don't know what it is. I'm willing to accept that I'm not good at the remake, like I'm just bad at it. But I have beaten this game, the original, on hard action mode multiple times. But for the remake, I had to knock everything down to easy for combat difficulty. And yeah, I don't know. Like a lot of the time, there's forced combat sections which I hated. And then there's a lot of really teeny tiny small little corridors where you kind of have to engage in combat because the enemies are going to know where you are immediately. A chainsaw doesn't seem like a very practical weapon. They're very heavy and can be turned against you. That is a good point, honestly, because part of the appeal of Silent Hill is that you play an everyman. So people who are new to the franchise might complain that, like, for example, guns aren't very efficient. But the idea is that you are playing with a person who doesn't handle guns very frequently, even if they are American, and isn't used to shooting things or shooting at a target or that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know, James swings this chainsaw with some real conviction here. I don't know, maybe he was a lumberjack in a previous life. Alright. Let's keep going. I feel like this kind of long extended walk in the fog really does add to the dreamlike feeling of it too. I guess you would call this game padding to me, because I am a big old nerd for this game and it can do no wrong. I tend to say that it builds atmosphere, but it's a fair argument to say that it's game padding because there really isn't a lot going on right now. Although shortly there will be things going on. A great many things, in fact. Wait. I don't know, I just saw that bin out the corner of my eye and thought I'd missed something. Okay, here we go. And we are in the streets of Silent Hill proper. Our eventual goal is Rosewater Park, but it's gonna take a minute to get there. It takes an even longer minute to get there if you're playing the remake, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. The kind of extended segment they have in Neely's Bar is enjoyable. I wouldn't say that it would impact my enjoyment of the game very much if it was removed or if it was in, to be honest with you. This is a cutscene, but there's no sound, so I shall just talk. So we have our first enemy wobbling away from us here. Yeah, something that I didn't mention previously. So that is a lying figure. They are obviously also in the remake. Some of them in the remake have like what looks like a little kind of jacket made out of skin on them that's kind of like riveted on there. I don't know, I don't like that aspect of the design. I feel like it looks a little bit stupid. But what they do have is... Oh, I'll check this out actually because this is lore here. Something is written on it. Too bad I can't read it because the surface has been rubbed away. Remains of blank swamp. Oh god, how am I supposed to read this aloud? The blankers of land surrounding this monument was originally swamp, but it was later filled in. From long ago, the something nicknamed Blood Swamp because I believe that is the executioners poured water used to wash the execution tools in here. Perhaps it's faux blank that, for that reason that many people have come to something in the area. So that's not actually something that you can remove in game. People have said like, oh, you can remove the blank spaces in the game. You can't. However, you can go through the files and see exactly what it says there, which is what I'm quoting from when I'm adding extra words in there. It's honestly quite sad that I nearly have that memorized. But there we go. Okay, it did it quicker that time. I'm not quite sure why we had such a long hold on that to begin with, but okay. Oh, I left a health drink in there. Shit. Oh, we need those. So, there's been some question within the fandom what the hell health drink is supposed to be. To me, I think it kind of looks like some kind of 5-hour energy or something, which is kind of really funny if you think about it. Like, you're just experiencing the horrors while also massively over-caffeinated. Alright, so here we have first enemy. I would indeed want some monsters to keep me going. It's interesting, actually, now that I think about it, just because I'm not sure exactly what kind of time frame the whole game is supposed to take place in. I mean, I am going to knock this out over the course of an evening, but it's difficult to imagine James only taking a couple of hours to experience the horrors, so to speak. Alright, let's get rid of this fucker really quick.
Is it dead? What the hell is it? It's not human.
Okay, so briefly, actually, you mentioned James's firearm experience. There has been, it's nothing confirmed in-game, but there's been some discussion as to whether James would maybe have had previous military experience. It's almost entirely based on the fact that he wears a green jacket with a US flag on it. I mean, it looks like it could be a military jacket, but also looks like he could have just bought it somewhere, so who the fuck knows?
Oh, yeah. This thing broken? What the? I'd better take it anyway. I might need it.
So, if you know what you're listening for in that cutscene there, you can actually hear a very specific message from Mary to James. I won't say what it is just yet, but yeah, I get the feeling, I don't know, if there's people watching this that know Silent Hill, you might know what I'm talking about there. I guess that's slightly obnoxious to be like, oh, do you know it? But yeah, let's keep going. Alright, so we officially now have monsters on the map. We didn't have before then. So our eventual goal is the park, but we need to go through the apartments to get it because basically most of the road is fucked, essentially. Oh, okay, so this is a really good example of what I'm talking about here. I say as I run straight into his vomit. But okay, these are lying figures. They aren't particularly difficult enemies, but it's very, very easy to maneuver around and outrun them, okay? This feels like the essence of Silent Hill combat to me. This really isn't a thing either in F or in the remake, and that bothers me, because I'm not good at the combat in either of those games. And I don't know, I feel like this is something that we've lost in the move to the newer games. I'm not going to complain too much about that because, like, in general, people have complained about the combat in F in general. I find that it's alright. Like I said, there's no ability to maneuver around enemies like that. But at the same time, it's not a super huge issue either. Please excuse me for checking my map every couple of paces, by the way. That is just the way that I play Silent Hill. The map isn't really big. I played this game, like I said, dozens of times, and I still don't know my way around it. But right now, we are gonna go to... Is Neely's Bar open, or do I need to get something for that? But yeah, as I was saying, the remake has kind of an extended segment in Neely's Bar. You can actually go in, you can play with the jukebox. The jukebox plays a really pretty song that is, it has a sample of Magdalene, which is one of the songs from the OST here. I'm just running in circles here. Should we lock in, as the kids say? Okay. No, he doesn't have anything on him. Alright, so, no, this is actually something I can talk about. Right, so, the, corpses in this game, all of the corpses that you see, all use James's model, which is at once very efficient in terms of asset use, and also is very symbolic because James has a deep desire to punish himself. And this is something that is done in the remake too. And it's, at that point, it's really not for the sake of reusing the assets, because they could have made a different asset. But it just shows that they paid attention, and it's little details like that that did kind of really win my respect. Because I gotta be honest, I was going into the remake very stacked against it. Silent Hill 2 specifically is very precious to me. I'm aware that sounds really pathetic, but I gatekeep this game like no other. Anything else, I'm really not a gatekeeper. For this game, I definitely am. Alright, this is what I was looking for. So we have a couple things in here. We have a note. I'll wait at bar Neely's, which is what I was trying to do earlier, but I think I may have sequence broke, kind of. We have the hyper spray. This is another New Game Plus thing. It says it's suspicious spray can. Its effects are unknown. This is actually a weapon. James is kind of, yeah. This is something that you eventually see in the remake as well, not to begin with, but James in the original game really is just a fun kind of guy, because who the fuck picks up a random spray can and just starts using it as a weapon? Like, you have other options, my man. But okay. Alright, that weapon is specifically good for, there's a couple of bug enemies later on, so kind of anything that's like flying around you, you need to get from a distance, the hyper spray is good for. It's very situational though, so I really don't use it all that much. Okay. San Andreas has a spray can weapon too. Is that meant to be like bug spray, or is it meant to be like spray paint? Because I know spray paint can be used situationally as a weapon in Bully, which I always thought, like, that's something that really bothered me in that. It's like, don't spray paint into people's eyes. It would like blind them. That's horrible. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way around because I don't know where the hell this entrance is. Ah, you might be able to hear. Yeah, so we have a little bug friend there. They make that very specific sound on the radio. I fucking hate the bug enemies in pretty much every Silent Hill game because they are nothing but a giant irritating thing. They're really irritating is what I'm trying to say. They'll kind of like hit you and then run away, and if you only have a melee weapon then you can't hit them back, and yeah. Okay. Ah, there we go. The door was camouflaged as a door. Okay, so this is a big difference from the remake to the original game. In the remake, this is a full bar. Ah, yeah, we have this very iconic bit of graffiti here. That is in the remake too. But yeah, there's a whole puzzle here with a cash register and a jukebox. Like I said, I feel like it adds a little something, but generally it doesn't like tear me up to not have it here. What's that symbol at the end of Martin Street? James says. Okay, and this is our clue to check out the apartments. Not that you'd necessarily get that if you haven't been exploring, but this game really heavily rewards exploration. Even if you get lost. Especially if you get lost. Okay, we're nearly there. This is also why I never really understood why people complain about tank controls. I personally love tank controls. I find it very easy to maneuver with them. If anything, I find it easier to maneuver this way than with the kind of third-person over-the-shoulder controls you have in the remake. But I guess it's just different strokes. What can you see there, James? What are you looking at? Oh. Okay, here we go. There we are, now we can actually go to the apartment. Oh god, camera. Thank you, camera. Now we can actually get underway. Once we're in the apartment, I'll know a little bit more what I'm doing. The Streets of Silent Hill segments are kind of a little bit more freestyle-y, I guess you would call it. They're less structured than when you're in a particular building, and less easy to just like run straight through. Okay, should just be a little bit further up here. Here we go. Alright, now I know what I'm doing. So the apartments here are also an extended area in the remake. I don't think it's a bad thing. Although I will say around this point in the remake I was getting quite grumpy. The first time I played it, I actually had a friend sleeping over. We were a little bit drunk at this point and it was quite late. And I was just getting quite cross at the combat, how tight the quarters were, the fact that I seemed to be constantly on low health. It just, yeah, it wasn't a fun time for me. Okay, yeah, James will bitch about not being able to read the map here because, okay, here, it's bright enough to read the map, but here, it's too dark to read the map. In fairness, I do have the gamma cranked really high, but that's because I like to be able to actually see things. So we have some strange garbage stuck in the trash chute. Apparently that's worthy of investigation. Alright, and standard practice now would be to check each and every single one of the doors. Just so I know where I'm going map-wise. Yeah, see, even in the tight quarters here, it is incredibly easy to maneuver past enemies, and that is really not something that you see in either of the newer Silent Hill games. Which, like I said, wouldn't be an issue if you're good at the combat, but if you're not, then, yeah. Okay, I forget what is happening here. Nail that stops time. Okay, we have a puzzle in here. We're going to come back for it in a bit. Because I don't think James can see the puzzle hint just yet. No, he can't. Alright. Let's actually put the camera in front of me so I can see what I'm doing. Ah, here we are. Okay. So we have the flashlight and the mannequin. I don't remember if I had much to say about the mannequin in the remake. I think they look pretty similar, to be honest with you. Which is good because it means there's nothing that I can possibly complain about. And I do like to complain. Alright. Check the rest of this floor first. Okay. That's a small pet peeve, but sometimes if a door is blocked like that, James won't mark it as blocked until you go and check it a couple times. Not something that you see in the remake. We'll go to the end first. Okay. Can't go that way. Oh, excuse me. Oh, we have friends in here too. I'm just gonna take your bullets, man, and then I'm gonna leave. Okay, don't be chill. All right, be chill. Excuse me. Okay. Where are we? Yeah. See, I need to check the rest of this hallway. The mannequins freezing is definitely something that they do in the remake. That's actually something that I really, really like. So, not so much in this game, but the mannequins in the remake have a really good mechanic where they will either just freeze in place or they will, like, camouflage themselves in the environment. And honestly, I got by the mannequins doing that a fair few times. Okay. We'll just check the rest of this hallway. I think this is where the puzzle is anyway. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna check here and make sure James marks off that this is blocked. Thank you. And then let's go in. Alright, so. So, no, this isn't it, I don't think. Oh, no, it is. Okay, so I remember seeing from a speed run of the game, or rather it was talking about the speed runs. So the solution for this puzzle is always the same. Oh, I can't do it right now anyway, I just remembered. Yeah, so the faceplate is closed, so we can't actually manipulate the needles just yet. I'm sure you can figure out what we're supposed to do though. But yeah, so what is RNG in there is what the clock is set at initially. So the puzzle solution is always the same, but the position of the hands before, when you first boot the game, is always random, which I don't know, that feels really odd to me, but I believe like idling at the start menu, the main menu, and then starting your game on a specific tick is how you manipulate that, which is crazy, man. Honestly, speedrunners are something else. There's a key on the ground on the other side of the bars. If I stretch my arm out, I might just be able to reach it. Let's pick it up.
Ow! Hey, wait! Damn it.
So I will talk about Laura more later as she comes up in my notes. Laura in general, I was pretty pleased with. Her design looks pretty fine. Her voice acting is pretty good. All round, I can't complain much. Gotta get the PRNG somewhere. Yeah, it's just crazy to me that you would put RNG on the starting position of the hands at all, really. I don't know why you would do that. Like, I don't see why you would need to have the hands random, but anyway. A shopping cart with a gun in it. James, can you please pick up the gun? Thank you. Yeah, this is, people point this out a lot, but this is obvious commentary on how easy it is to get a gun in the US. I'm not going to say much about that. I feel like it says all it needs to itself. Okay. I don't think I can access much of this floor just yet, but let's keep going. Yeah, no, I can't. Okay, no, I remember what I'm supposed to do now. What was that? Some kind of noise north of here? It's always fun seeing people's reactions to that first time. People really freak out because it is startling, you know. Okay. Alright, I forget what room I'm supposed to be going to in this, but there's 2 options, so let's take the 50-50. Actually, no, it's not this one. Like 100% it's not this one. Let's, because I know where we're supposed to be, I think. I swear to God I'm not dumb, I'm just getting the sequence of events confused. I am kinda dumb though, just because I literally couldn't remember whether Halloween was the 30th or the 31st. Ah, yeah, here we go. Here's Pyramid Head. Hello, my friend. If you turn off your flashlight, which I can't remember, there we go. Yeah, he has a weird red glow around him, isn't that cool? So. Aha. Yeah, you can really see what I'm talking about here when I say that the corpses are the same model as James. You can see that hair is absolutely identical. Also interesting because as we came in this room before, there was no corpse there. I don't know what it is today, but James is just refusing to pick shit up. He's having a game with me. Alright, 9, 10... Yeah. Where are we? Oh no, it's to 202. Whoopsie. Like I said, I'm getting all sequence confused. And Pyramid Head is gone again. He's a busy man. And 202 is where? Along there, okay. Alrighty. Oh, this is the butterfly room. Yeah, this also is a... I feel like it's a pretty long sequence in the remake. There's something on the other side of the hole. Jam your hand in there, my lad. I remember thinking that about this point in the playthrough of the remake, that James felt really too sane. Like, he felt too normal, because by this point in the original game, James is already just fucking sticking his hand in holes and stuff, you know. Remake James does do that kind of stuff eventually, he just takes longer to get to it, which, I guess I can't complain about. The game in general just takes longer. The butterflies here also aren't enemies, they're just kind of an effect on the screen. I don't think they even have models, I think they're just kind of flat. Okay, but yeah, here we go, we have the clock key. So something that the enhanced edition does is it really pretties up all of the models for your inventory. So if I use examine here, you can see that it has a clock in the head of the key, I guess you would call it. And James says, now that I think about it, there was a big clock in room 208, just in case you couldn't figure it out. This isn't the way to 208, is it? Oh no, it is. Okie doke. So, let's actually do this puzzle finally. And then we just go around, and we wait to hear a thunk. There we go. Okay. Writing on the clock. And of course, because it's Silent Hill, we have a little poem there. It says, "The scars from the past shall remove the nail that stops time." Alright, and now, I believe... Yeah, we're just in the next room over. So now we can get to the other side, so we can finally pick up that key. Alright. I'm actually going to pause here real quick, just to take a quick pee break. Unfortunately, I don't have a really slick setup like other streamers, so you're just going to have to entertain yourself for a minute. Okay, I'm also just going to turn my heat down a touch, I think. It is a very cold October night in England right now. Okay, let me just swap my notes over briefly. Okay. Alright, actually, yeah, we're going to just pop a quick health drink there. Okay. Oh my god. Alright, handgun bullets. Yeah, briefly, while I remember, this is something that you can't really see the detail of in the original PS2 version, but with the enhanced edition, you can see that the handgun bullets have a penguin on them. I don't know if this is a thing for, like, bullets IRL, having never seen them, but Silent Hill at least has a thing with, like, the different types of bullets are different birds. I feel like that's a thing, at least with, like, some brands of bullets. I don't know, honestly. Okay. So this was a segment I really liked in the remake. First of all, the new design for Pyramid Head. So some games have Pyramid Head looking very, very buff, looking like a bodybuilder, like a weightlifter, and I feel like his physical strength isn't particularly the appeal. Yeah, I know you're always pointing out like how loud certain guns would be. I don't doubt James's ears are ringing right now. Although to be honest with you, in that situation, shooting the gun is maybe what I would have done as well. It's scary shit. But yeah, so Pyramid Head looks really, really good. His new outfit in the remake gives him a real executioner vibe, which is what they're going for. So there's actually two halves to the room that you meet Pyramid Head in. The first room that you see is like pristine. It does not look like this. It looks completely untouched. Specifically what I put in the notes says it reminds me of the concept that grief freezes you in time, that when you experience an intense, like traumatic event of grief, of loss, that you cannot move forward. Of course, then moving into the next room of the game, the next room is basically the same room but destroyed. It has a giant slash across the cupboard that James was hiding in, as if it was like an alternate version of himself that had died. It's really, really cool. It's kind of difficult to talk about this stuff without a visual, but if you have played the game, then you know what I'm talking about here. But yeah, let's keep moving before I lose track of what we're doing here. I picked up a key. I'm gonna pick up another key in just a moment. Okay, 306 we can't go into. James, if you could please actually put that on the map, thank you. So here we have the key that Laura kicked out of our hand. Speaking of Laura, yeah, from what I've seen of Laura, she sounds like an appropriately shitty little kid. In the apartments, she'd done cute little graffiti drawings all over it, which is like, it's a nice sign to say like, hey, you know, it isn't just James hanging around here. Other people are having their own story going through Silent Hill, and Laura is one of them. Let me just loot some goodies here. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. Right. I don't think there's anything actually in here. I just kind of wasted time do-si-doing with the lion figure for very little reason. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay. And I don't think we can use this door back here, but we'll check. Oh no, we can. Prove me wrong. Yeah, so this is the other set of stairwells in this apartment building. There's actually two apartment buildings we're going through just to make it nice and confusing. Where this doesn't have a save point. The original game does have the save screen where you see the footprints on the screen. That's what you're seeing as that happens. It doesn't happen a lot in the original, as you can imagine, with 2020 hardware. It's just not an issue. But the remake also has that, and you see them for a lot longer, which is a cute little reference. We got canned juice, by the way. So I'm not sure where else I would say this, but we've been seeing the mannequins recently. I quite like the taped together look of the mannequins in the remake. It looks like they've been kind of cut up and forcefully fused back together, which, if we're talking about doing it as an art project, that's totally fine and cool, but if we're talking about doing it to living creatures, then that's less fine and cool. Something that I'd noticed kind of at this point in the game as well is that there seemed to be kind of a vibe of economic depression even before everyone disappeared from the town. Like, for example, you see like lines of washing pegged out instead of people potentially having used a dryer. Yeah, it just feels like the town was quite run down before everybody disappeared, which is interesting and kind of makes sense if you consider that Silent Hill is a tourist town, and it seems to be, certainly these days, very much just a fact of life that in like these more touristy areas that are economically dependent upon tourism, you're seeing a slump economically. We should watch Psychopaths at some point. Got it on the hard drive. Where are we? Okay, there we are. So, just in case you were curious, the canned juice is bloody apple flavoured. I am really a hoe for like any kind of soda, any kind of juice drink, and I have wondered what bloody apple would taste like. I know what blood orange would taste like. Blood apple, I'm not sure. Okay. And this is the result of that puzzle. We have a coin and a gossip magazine. Let me take a drink of water before I read this. The police announced today that Walter Sullivan, who was arrested on the 18th of this month for the brutal murder of Billy Locane and his sister Miriam, committed suicide in his jail cell early on the morning of the 22nd. According to the police statement, Sullivan used a soup spoon, to stab himself in the neck, severing his carotid artery. By the time the guard discovered him, Sullivan was dead from blood loss, the spoon buried 2 inches in his neck. An old schoolmate of Walter Sullivan's from his hometown of Pleasant River said he didn't look like the type of guy who would kill kids. But I do remember that just before they arrested him, he was blurting out all sorts of strange stuff, like, he's trying to kill me, he's trying to punish me, the monster, the red devil, forgive me, I did it, but it wasn't me. The schoolmate then added, I guess now that I think of it, he was kind of crazy. There's a weird, like, comedic tone to that note, honestly. It's meant to be foreshadowing. I say foreshadowing, we've already met Pyramid Head by this point, but it's meant to be kind of lore expansion of Pyramid Head as a punisher, as you know, a meter out of justice. But yeah, then of course we got the wonderful Silent Hill 4, and I'm going to keep calling it wonderful even though people hate it. I love Silent Hill 4. It can do no wrong in my eyes. Not quite as much as this game. Like, this game is actually flawless, but Silent Hill 4 is a fun time. Bloody apple sounds like an energy drink flavour name. Yeah. Could be that really delicious Monster Bad Apple flavour. It's like my favourite one. It also has the coolest can design. Alright. So I think I know what we're doing here. I'm just going to have James fall in here really quick because it's quicker. Okay. So it is super easy to get ambushed there, which is why I just fell in. Luckily, these guys don't know how to use the stairs. The mannequin Chips and Silent Hill F very much do know how to use the stairs, which that was a fun experience figuring that out. Okay. Okay, I think we can head in here now. Okay. Excuse me, my man, if I can just take your bullets from you. Thank you. Oh my god. Jesus. Can you move, please? Let's check our health quickly. Oh, okay, I know where we are. Ah, under the very famous "To Hell" graffiti there. I guess thinking about Silent Hill as a tourist town that is experiencing an economic slump, it just makes me think of maybe teenagers like bumming around the place, exploring places they shouldn't be, you know, leaving that graffiti there. Okay, this is, we have Eddie here. We have a dead guy here. Who could have done this? Somebody killed a guy and shoved him into a fridge. Which, I feel like his upper body would have to be really short to fit in there, but I don't know. It's Silent Hill, weird stuff happens here. Hello, Eddie.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Do what?
I didn't do anything. I swear. He was like this when I got here.
My name's James. James Sunderland.
Eddie.
Eddie. Who's that dead guy in the kitchen?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't kill anybody.
You're not friends with that red pyramid thing, are you?
Red pyramid thing? I don't know what you're talking about. Honest. I did see some weird looking monsters. They scared the hell out of me, so I ran in here.
Well, I guess this place isn't too safe either. What happened here anyway?
I told you, I don't know. I'm not even from this town. I just...
You too, huh? Something just brought you here, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, whatever it is, I think you better get out of here soon.
Yeah, you're right. What about you?
I'll leave as soon as I'm done here. Eddie, be careful.
James, you be careful too.
Okay, so that was Eddie. I have a great many things to say about Eddie in the remake. I'm going to keep going though instead of just standing still, just to see if I can maybe finish the game at a decent pace. Where the hell am I going? Maybe this way. Okay, I know where I'm going. Alright. So, anyway, talking about Eddie. So, the first cutscene that you see of him in the remake, I think is really well done. I think that in the remake, the player, the viewer of the cutscene, is really invited to feel disgust about Eddie. I think you were invited to look at him very, very poorly. Because in the cutscene, obviously he's vomiting, that's like the immediate thing, but we also have the fact that in the remake he's really covered in a sheen of sweat. You can tell that he's really not feeling well at all. Oh yeah, James is gonna hop across here. There's no fire escape outside the door. Well noticed, James. Maybe they knocked it down when they built the building next door. Yeah, just go through, James. We've not got all day. Yeah, Eddie. So in the remake, he has a face that's quite reminiscent of Chris Farley, which I do believe to be intentional. So something that you might not know is that when the original Silent Hill 2 was first being planned, was first being written out, the plan was to have Eddie to be a comic relief character, which is definitely not what he ended up as. But I feel like that was what that is meant to be referencing, basically. And I think it is something that's meant to kind of jar the viewer a little bit, to say, like, this is a face, a look that we would associate with comedy, but instead we are feeling disgust, we're feeling revulsion as we look at him. I think that's about all I need to say right now. No. Yeah, so in in the remake, Eddie specifically asks James to help him. He says, "Please help me, please stay with me." And James says no. And I feel like that kind of disgust is really a reflection of what James is feeling at the moment. Because on his first meeting with Angela, he instead says, "Let's stick together, let me help you out, let's go to Silent Hill together." But in Eddie, he just completely brushes him off. And I feel like in that moment, James is very judgmental. I don't know what it is about Eddie, whether it's because he is a fat person and societally James is looking down on that, whether it's instead because Angela is a young woman and he feels more protective over her. I don't know what it is, but there is a clear and, very clear to see bias in that moment. So with that being said, let's put our hands down a toilet. It looks like a wallet. There's some kind of memo in it. So this is actually the solution to a puzzle to open a safe in the next room. You can call me stupid if you like, but I honestly, it's going to take me a long time to figure that out, with like spinning the dial around and listening for the clicks, and it's just like a load of healing and bullets. Basically, I'm not interested in doing it. So instead, we should carry on. I'm going to try and get the map as soon as possible, because we don't have a map to this building, actually. This is also something that really fucks me over in the remake. So the key that I am pressing right now to pull up the map, like this, is the Y button. But in the remake, that's instead the keybind for a healing item. I ended up misusing healing items so many times because of it. And I don't know, it really pissed me off. Oh yeah, you see James doing his little cheer there. When James has killed an enemy, he'll sometimes do a little yell and raise the chainsaw above his head. We have a note on the door here. There's a note stuck on the door. "Dear Tim, I have to run an errand, so I'm going out. I left the house key with Uncle David. You know where he lives, don't you? The key is in the..." Oh my god, can you not, please? I'm trying to fucking read. Christ. Alright. "I left the house key with Uncle David. You know where he lives, don't you? The key is in the room near the first floor staircase. I'll be back as soon as I can, so please watch the place while I'm gone." Okay. And you see a mannequin doing its freezing act there. Jesus, I'm not doing well for health, huh? Excuse me, Miss Mannequin. You can see me frantically trying to check the map that I don't have. Okay, here we go. Oh, I feel safe again. Okay, now that I have this up, I'm gonna briefly switch my notes around again. I'm on the second page of my notes. The second page of 12. Alright, so I do not like that the remake doesn't pause in menus or when you look at a map. So as you can see right now, the game is completely paused as I'm looking at the map. In the remake, when James pulls out his map, it's just James looking at the map, and you can absolutely get ganked by enemies around you. And I feel like that's really unfair, considering the fact that the combat is already more difficult to me. However, a good point. You've been hearing the audio distortion on the radio as it goes along. In the remake, there's instead a weird choking sound. I can't really describe it, but it sounds like somebody like coughing or breathing very heavily when enemies are near. I think it's fucking terrifying. It just makes my hair stand on end. Really cool. Really like it. Yeah, as I said, the vibe is definitely scarier than the original game. I put in my notes, I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, which at that point I really didn't. Another point. I'll keep playing as I yap. So the lying figures in the remake, some of them at least, have a really cool feature where once you shoot them and have them down, they will then explode, which means that you can't then like still be close to them. You have to immediately run away from them once you have them down, and probably into another lying figure, which, yeah, just... Okay, you can see my issue with the bugs here as well. I'm just gonna get rid of this fucking thing quickly. Where is it? I can hear it. I'm going exterminating first. There it is. There you are, you fucker. Okay. If you ever need to get rid of a roach, use a gun. Alright. As I was saying, yeah, the lying figures exploding, really, I was not a fan of that. Yeah, I was just not a fan of the combat in general. So this isn't something that the original game has either, but the original game did come with a manual. I felt like the remake really could benefit from a bestiary. This is something that's in Silent Hill F. Himeko will make notes on the monsters that she encounters as she encounters them, which I feel like is something that's really interesting and immersive in the Silent Hill F, but is not something that James does in the remake. Which I guess kind of speaks to his character. You know, he's not really there to kind of make notes on the local flora and fauna. He's here just to figure out what's going on with his maybe dead wife. Right, where's this other roach? I can hear it. This is where I just was, wasn't it? I think it was. Oh my god, there we are. I wouldn't usually use that many bullets, but a fun thing that the Silent Hill games have is bullet adjust. So as you beat the game, basically you pick up more bullets per pack of bullets, if that makes sense. Meaning that for every pack of bullets I pick up, I get 3 times that amount. Right, where are we? So when I was roundabout getting to this point on the remake, I could see a lot of enemies that were already dead and on the floor. I wasn't sure if this was because Pyramid Head was around. I don't think he was at this point. I think they were just kind of dead, maybe implying that he'd already been through there at that point. I think it's just 109 that's open down here, right? 105. Okay, so 105 I saved in. Alright. We're missing a coin, I think, which is why I'm fanning it around. Yeah, we are. let's look in here properly. Ah, no, I know where we're doing. What we are, where we're doing. God, my brain is scrambled. Okay, I'm going to spend a little time yapping in here because there's a cutscene in the next room that I'm not ready for just yet. So, the low health overlay on the screen, I think I had to turn off eventually because by that point, James was on like 25% health. I'd used all my healing items and I was really just not having a good time. So yeah, I had to turn it off, and now I have to look to see if James suddenly has tummy ache. So when James has low health in the remake, he will like clutch his stomach, which is fine for indicating low health in general, but means that you know, I was trying to like keep an eye out while also trying to see through like the darkness and like the little tiny hallways, that kind of stuff. Are we in 307 right now? No, we're not. Yeah, my other piece of notes. Multiple nasty toilets and James hasn't stuck his hand in one yet. We've already done that by this point, so. Blue Creek Apartments, which is the one that we're in right now, really seemed like a slow descent into the other world, which is how I prefer it. So both 1 and 3 have very sudden and abrupt otherworld transitions, whereas 2 kind of takes things a little more slower, which is how I prefer it. I feel like we're getting into the other world a little quick, considering it doesn't hit in the original game into the hospital, but this is subtle enough that I won't complain about it much. Yeah, the rusty fire escape sections also gave me Downpour vibes, which I am not a fan of Downpour, truly. Like, in terms of the, like, Western developed Silent Hill games, Homecoming is bad, but is at least interesting to talk about. Downpour is nothing. It's just boring, which is the worst thing a game can be. Alright, so I think I've already spoke about most of this stuff now, so let's go to Cutscene Land. I fucking love this cutscene, by the way.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, I'm James.
Angela.
Angela, okay. I don't know what you're planning, but there's always another way.
Really? But you're the same as me. It's easier just to run. Besides, it's what we deserve.
No, I'm not like you.
Are you afraid? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Did you find your mother?
Not yet. She's not anywhere.
Did she live in this apartment building?
I don't know.
So, all you know is she lived in this town.
What did you say? How do you know that?
Well, I just figured, 'cause this is where you're looking for her. How else would I know?
Yeah.
Am I right?
I'm so tired.
So, why did you come to this town anyway?
I'm sorry. Did you find the person you're looking for?
Not yet. Her name's Mary. She's my wife.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Anyway, she's dead. I don't know why I think she's here.
She's dead?
Don't worry. I'm not crazy. At least, I don't think so.
I've got to find my mama.
Should I go with you? This town's dangerous. Now I know what you meant back there in the cemetery.
I'll be okay by myself. Besides, I'd just slow you down.
What about that?
Will you hold it for me?
Sure. No problem.
If I kept it, I'm not sure what I might do. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd be bad. Please don't.
Aha, so I remember the comparisons that I was making between Angela and Eddie at this point. So I love this scene. In the original and the remake, unfortunately, the remake does not hit like the way it does in the original. Donna Burke just does a fantastic job of sounding unhinged enough. She is lethargic at the right points, she's manic at the right points. It's perfect. I don't know the name of the remake's voice actress for Angela, but she just doesn't do it quite right. Specifically, the delivery of the line, "Are you afraid?" In the remake, she says it almost conversationally, whereas in the original, as you just heard, it's taunting, it's confronting. You know what she's asking when she asks James if he's afraid. So particularly the difference between Eddie and Angela is this in the treatment that James gives them. Angela is pretty actively suicidal. You know, this is a heavy topic, but I don't think it's a million miles away for me to say that. This isn't wild conjecture, that is pretty much what the game is telling us. And because of that, James wants to help her. Whereas you have Eddie, who is suffering just as much, really. We're all in Silent Hill together. But because he isn't at that point, because he's instead saying, hey, I need help, James is just shrugging him off because he's not at that critical point just yet. And it just feels like commentary to me about how society in general conceives of mental health. But yeah, that's that's my big kind of speech on that. James, for the love of God, please pick up this coin so I can do this puzzle. Thank you. And a little, I don't want to call it an Easter egg, but something that you might not think of to examine. Down here, we have a photo. A torn photo of a family. Okay, now we can do the puzzle and get out of the apartments. I'll go back to 109. 105, excuse me. Okay, is the puzzle hint on here? Yes, there is. 3 bright coins and 5 holes be. At one end sits the seducer of she. The wind from behind the woman doth play. The fullness one, null, lies furthest from they. The old one sits beside the serpent knot. 'Tis to the prisoner's left that he doth rot. Okay, so this is kind of a more layered puzzle in the remake, which honestly I think is pretty cool. It's one that I also managed to solve completely without hints, which isn't what I managed to do for my first playthrough of this game. Yeah, so there's a line of 5 1-inch round depressions set into the table, and this is where we use our coins. So this is also where you can see, if you examine, the prisoner is also a woman, which is an important puzzle hint that you wouldn't necessarily know. Okay, let's get into this. Okay. Oh my god. If I can actually use, there we go. Alright, so which one do we have? The prisoner? Go. Old man. And snake. Linehouse key. I believe that means we can now finally leave the apartment. $209? Maybe? Yeah, there we go. All right. Key on the bed. Do a quick save. Oh right, yeah, I can't get out this side. Oopsies. And then I think I come out on this floor. I think. Yeah. Good. So this fight is actually not here in the remake. In my notes I've said that going up the stairs where this fight would be had my heart beating pretty fast. Which is funny, you'd think really at this point in this game even the remake wouldn't be able to scare me anymore, but there we go. So this fight in the original, we're really just killing time right here. You can shoot Pyramid Head if you want. If you do a certain amount of damage to him, he'll leave, but you also can just wait it out. So why would you waste the bullets? In the remake, I'm not 100% sure. I think you have to hit him. Which, I don't know. I feel like... I mean, the important part is that you cannot kill Pyramid Head until the final fight. For reasons. But, until then, you know, I'm happy to just kind of dance around with him. On normal difficulty, he really doesn't take long to just peace out. He gets bored pretty quickly. Doubly so on easy difficulty. On hard, I think you actually do have to hit him a little bit, but not much. Trying to keep a wide berth from him here. It's not particularly difficult to avoid him, but if he does hit you with that knife, with the great knife, then that's pretty much a one-hit KO. He also can grab you. If you're near enough, sometimes he'll grab James by the neck and kind of choke him, and then put him down. I don't know really what determines that, but I've seen it happen before. I'm gonna give him a couple more swings, and if he doesn't leave, then I'm gonna start hitting him. Alright, 1. 2. 3. Alright, I'm sorry, man. You've run out my goodwill here. Okay, there we go. And off he shuffles. Yeah, actually, you saw it happen there. If you get close enough to him, he will hit you again, so don't try and follow him down the stairs too close. I don't know, I just find that really funny. It's just like he's getting annoyed with you, like, fucking leave me alone. Okay, and he's opened the door and cleared the floodwater for us. Okay, let me double check my notes and see if there's anything else I need to say about the apartments before we keep on trucking. Let me see. Okay, so the first Pyramid Head fight. Mixed feelings as usual. First, in the original game, it's definitely possible to just wait out this fight, as you saw. I actually liked the new arena. I think it suits the new control style and makes it much more easy to maneuver. Oh my god, the music. Okay. So, the music for the first Pyramid Head boss fight in the remake. It starts with Blank Fairy, which, if you're aware of the soundtrack, then you might know which song that is. It puts a real pit in my stomach, honestly. It really, I can't describe it. It just makes me feel uncomfortable, which is what I like as a horror fan. But it then turns into some kind of terrible remix, is my exact phrasing. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Yeah, it's a small gripe, but it's an important gripe to me. Okay, so, alright, let's keep going. Alright, we're back out in the fresh air. Grab a lungful of that fog, why don't you, James?
You! It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who stepped on my hand.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here, anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
What's that letter?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
Wait! How do you know Mary's name?
Alright, so we have come to one of the very few things that I will pick on the original game for. The line, "How do you know Mary's name?" I don't know if anybody in the office pointed out how awkward that sounds in English, but yeah, there's no real proof that Laura is specifically talking about James's Mary. I mean, it can be assumed. She actually is, but like it's weird of James to assume that. But in the remake, this is rewritten and sounds a lot better. I don't remember exactly what it is that he says, but it does sound better. And this Laura scene, honestly, I have no complaints. She is exactly as much of a little snot as she is right here, which is kind of what you need. I remember being very impressed in Rosewater Park once we got here. In the remake, I think it's very pretty. They expand on the area quite a lot. There is some exploration you do in here, but I usually get horrendously lost because there isn't a specific map for the park, and everything pretty much looks the same, so I'm gonna just go a straight shot to where we need to get to. That being said, there are things I need to say. I'm gonna just scroll down my notes again here. So there is a little leaflet sitting on one of the benches in the remake that just has a load of references to stuff in the surrounding area, like Pete's Bowl-A-Rama and Quiet Cocktails, and it's just pure fan wank, but I really love it. It really just makes me clap my hands and giggle. I'm quite easy to please if you're talking about this game. Well, if you're talking about like references to stuff in the original. So we will get to the Maria scene.
No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her. When? Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are different.
My name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I? See? Feel how warm I am?
You're really not Mary.
I told you, I'm Maria.
Sorry. I was confused.
Where are you going?
I'm looking for Mary. Have you seen her?
Didn't you say she died?
Oh yeah, 3 years ago. But I got a letter from her. She says she was waiting in our special place.
And that's here? Anyway, I haven't seen her. Is this your only special place?
Well, there's the hotel too, I guess. The one on the lake? I wonder if it's still there.
The Lakeview Hotel? Yeah, it's still there. So, the hotel was your special place, huh? I'll bet it was. Don't get so mad. I was just joking. Anyway, it's not that way. It's this way.
You're coming with me?
You were gonna just leave me?
No, but...
With all these monsters around?
No, I just...
I'm all alone here. Everyone else is gone. I look like Mary, don't I? You loved her, right? Or maybe you hated her.
Don't be ridiculous.
So it's okay?
Yeah, fine.
Alright, so we have accompanying us possibly the most iconic bitch in all of survival horror. In the remake, she's sitting on a little, standing rather, on a little gazebo. And it feels like as you walk between it, it's a real crossing between worlds. There's a very thick barrier of fog that goes between kind of the end of the gazebo that James is on and the end that Maria is standing on. Her new design I adore. It's pretty modernized, but it still kind of has this very like sexy and cute essence to it. She definitely in the remake still has that very flirtatious edge to her, but I think honestly in the original, she's more than a little bitchy. Honestly, she's not particularly nice to James, especially at the start. Whereas in the remake, she's much more. She feels much more human. She feels really like much more of a character, basically. Instead of, I wouldn't say that Maria by herself is a plot device because that implies poor writing, which it absolutely isn't. But you know. You'll kind of get what I mean if you know this game. She's not a full human. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a health drink. Okay. So there's a rather extended segment here where you kind of tour around the gardens. You see this statue of hope. I think there's like a story about a woman who had been exiled to an island, and a man who kept coming to see her every day, bringing her food, that kind of thing. And the general theme is this holding out of hope, even if you think that someone's not coming for you, coming to find you. And I think it's honestly wonderfully thematic. It's a really good way of building up the lore around the town of Silent Hill. There's a health drink there. So instead of just kind of heading straight to the bowling alley, which is where we're going here, there's a longer scene where we get to spend more time with Maria, and I feel like the game really benefits from that.
I'll wait here. I hate bowling.
I didn't come here to play, you know.
Hurry back, okay?
So there's a segment where we go through a motel. I'm just checking my notes here. All right. So. There's a little bit of interesting messing around with the sequences here. So in the remake, we actually visit Heaven's Night first, and then I'm not sure we actually go to the bowling alley at any point, but the kind of things that happen in the bowling alley are moved to a theatre instead.
So what'd you do? Robbery? Murder?
Nah, nothing like that.
Huh, you're just a gutless fatso.
What'd you have to say that for?
I thought you said the cops were after you.
No, I just ran because I was scared. I don't know what the cops are doing.
But if you did something bad, why don't you just say you were sorry? Well, I guess I run away a lot too.
It's no good. They wouldn't listen. Nobody will ever forgive me. Did you find the lady you're looking for? What's her name? Mary?
Okay, I think that's all the dialogue we have here. So, instead of being in the bowling alley in the remake, Eddie and Laura are chilling in a cinema. I feel like the cinema segment is really fun. There's some cool things to explore in there. I actually fucked up at this point. There is like a wardrobe you can shift, and because of that, Laura heard and got scared and then stopped talking, so I couldn't listen to all of the dialogue here, which is a shame. They also play Alone in the Town, which is the track we're hearing right now and is one of my absolute favorite songs. It's very chill. Okay, let me see. Is there anything else? Not just yet.
Eddie?
Oh, you're...
James. We met in the apartment building?
Yeah, I remember. But...
Are you alone here, Eddie?
No.
Bye-bye.
Wait! Come back! Eddie, let's go after her.
Huh? Laura? But why?
Laura. Is that her name?
That's what she said.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza?
She said she was fine by herself. She said a fatso like me would just slow her down.
Forget you.
So again, because this is another Eddie cutscene in the remake, there's a lot more I have to say here. This kind of isn't something that I think is really impressed upon you in the original, as we've just seen, but something that I really got in the remake is Eddie's complacency. In the remake, he is eating kind of melted ice cream with his hand. James makes, honestly, a really shitty and judgmental comment, being like, oh, well, I'm glad you've got your appetite back. Which is nasty, I think, but at the same time, there is a legitimate reason to criticize Eddie in this moment, because, as James rightly says, the town is dangerous. Laura is running around by herself, and Eddie is, I mean, complacent is the word here. He has found kind of a comfortable spot in his pain, in his grief, and he is just staying here. And that's, you know, it's difficult not to fall into that, but it's not healthy and it's not how we grow. Alright, let's see if we can find where Laura's got to. There we go.
Did a little girl run out of here?
Yeah, she was too fast for me. Aren't you gonna go after her?
Alright.
She went through there.
Is there any other way?
Yeah, there is. Right through there.
Alrighty.
It's no good. It's locked.
So, the Heaven's Night segment comes actually earlier than the Eddie and Laura segment in the remake. I forget exactly how it is that they have it kind of planned out, what the sequences are, but I do remember that there is a lot to explore in Heaven's Night itself in the remake, and it's something that is deeply appreciated. There's a whole scene where Maria goes up to the bar, pours herself a drink, and asks James if he'd like one. And there's a very tense moment. I don't know if it's done like with the mocap actors or what, but there's a very subtle movement of his jaw where you can just tell that James has kind of a problem with alcohol. Probably because of his grief. James, I swear to fuck, if you don't pick up this first aid kit. Please. James, please. Alright, I guess I can't pick it up. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a fair few things to do in Heaven's Night. You can look around at some of the posters. You can ask Maria if she was one of the girls in one of the posters. You can also get up on stage and Maria will cheer for you and tell you to dance, which is, I don't know, it's just a cute, fun little moment. Yeah, like I said, Maria feels very much human in the remake, where she doesn't quite in the original. A very tiny thing I will bitch about in the remake that they don't have these big long stairs leading up to Heaven's Night. Which I feel, I don't know, I just like that as a staging point. I don't know what you call it. I like it as set dressing. And And the fact that it wasn't there, I don't know. It was enough for me to complain about in the notes at the very least.
Over there!
Alright. Gonna grab the map. And honestly, having looked at the time, I've been live for 2 hours. I have so much more to say about the remake, but it's getting late. I don't think I have the stamina to do all of Brookhaven tonight. So I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow, maybe, Sunday, maybe, certainly over the weekend. For anyone watching the replay, I don't know how this works, honestly. If there is a replay, you know, please reach out. Honestly, I would love to talk Silent Hill with just about anyone. You know, I really want to hear everyone's opinions on the remake, whether they're different to mine, whether they're the same. I adore this game. It means everything to me. And honestly, I feel similarly about the remake. So I'm going to save. I'm going to quit out to the main menu. And for now, I'm going to end the stream. Embrick, thank you very much for coming and helping me with the sound issues, just for setting up. Hopefully I will see you for next stream. Yeah, and that's it. Goodbye for now, guys. Oh god, we're back in. Whoopsie. I'm gonna stop the stream now. All right. Good night, guys.